This has been a very popular segment called What Nobody Gets About. And in this installment is what nobody gets about Biden. And this is the most important thing for you to understand. I will explain to you what nobody gets about him. And basically is the essence of Biden. Once you understand this, you'll be able to grasp it better. You'll feel better. You'll be able to somehow deal with the notion of this reality. And that's it. But before we begin, let me ask you, please, I have to give you this usual prefatory, this prolegomenon of sorts. Please subscribe to the channel, please, which is so important. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. They call it X, I call it Twitter. Also, make sure you like this video and subscribe, and also make sure you hit that YouTube notification bell to be notified of new videos and the like. And right now, as my friends and family in my native Florida wait for Hurricane Isbitoria, whatever her name is, Idalis, whatever the name is, they are, as usual, freaking out and asking themselves, is this going to be the one where everything is shut down? Is this going to be a Lahaina? Is this going to be something where stores are closed, where trucks can't get in, where delivery, where there's all kinds of catastrophe? Well, a couple of years ago, if you had mentioned the notion of stored food, prepping, you would have been called a lunatic, some kind of a conspiracy theorist. Not anymore. I don't have to tell you this. Go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Write this down. Just preparewithlionel.com. There's the link here, and it's on the various descriptions, because you can right now, while you can, order free shipping, made in the USA, this incredible the 3-month supply, 200 bucks off for 90 days with a 25-year shelf life. And we're not talking about banana chips and prunes in a glass jar. We're talking about delicious 21 varieties of breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks. You can imagine 2,000 calories a day for 3 months in resealable pouches, oxygen layered and stacked. It was 120 pounds of food, beautifully stacked, ready to go. These are the best. My Patriot Supply is the name of the group, is the name of the organization, and they're frankly the best. So what you've got to do is you've got to do this right now while you can. Go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com, because you know and I know. I don't know the particular circumstance or the scenario or what they will tell you the scenario is. Whether it's contaminated gas or supply chains or ransomware or some inclement, God knows, firebomb horror, you're going to need emergency food, and you are going to be thankful you did it. Preparewithlionel.com. Let me get down to brass tacks about Joe Biden. Joe Biden doesn't care. Joe Biden doesn't care. Joe Biden is probably not a bad person if you got to know him and you didn't. If you didn't know him and you were in let's say you're at a service department, getting your car, your oil change, and he was sitting next to you, he'd probably be an affable guy. But what I have noticed about him is that he has been so detached, so out of the loop, so gone since his years in Hollywood, which is kind of the same thing, in Washington, that he doesn't care about anything. His head and his heart are disconnected, which is classic psychopath definition. Now, I'm not saying he's a psychopath. How do I know? But if you told me he was, I wouldn't be surprised. Because his emotions are phony. They're artificial. He's glib. He's manufactured. He doesn't really exist. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't wear his emotions. He pretends to do this. And he doesn't care what you think. His behavior regarding children and women shows a predatory nature, the likes of which you can't believe it unless you see it. But not in the privacy of his office or on tours, in front of the world. Why? He doesn't care. Let me also tell you one thing about him. He is not senile. He is not demented. He may be a little slow. He may want to shake somebody's hand. But if you think that he is somewhere gone, that he is not able to take responsibility for his actions because of his intellectual and cognitive detachment, you are so wrong. It's not even funny. Don't fall for that for a moment. We call it the Sicilian flu. These were old men, mobsters, who found themselves in the position where all of a sudden they said, "Hey, look, I'm facing a veritable potpourri of charges. These plenary charges are coming out of nowhere. I've got to act crazy. That's the only way out." And they would have heart conditions, and they wouldn't be able to remember, and they would get some doctor to come in and say, "Yeah, he's nuts. This trial could kill him," and they were fine. The Sicilian flu. Okay, that's what he's got. It's insurance. They may go after Hunter. They may go after him. Who knows? He's gonna. They're not going to be, because that's the other thing about him. He's fine. He is so insulated. It's not even funny. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen to him. Nothing's gonna happen to Hunter. And if anything does happen to Hunter, you're gonna see the full court press of this young man, this poor guy, who was so bedraggled, so affected, so perpetually just contaminated by this horrible drug. Okay, yeah. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Joe Biden doesn't care. Doesn't even care about whether this looks like stealing. Most people would say, "You know what? I'll get my money on the back end." No, he's doing it right now. He's a gangster. He shows, again, it's almost this psychopathy, this sense of, not only does he not have any degree of appreciation for what he's doing, any consequence, he doesn't care, because he knows nothing's going to happen. Whether they told him that, whether he knows that, I don't. Nothing, not one charge, not a parking ticket. And to show you how bad he is, to send that drug-addled, that meth-brained, hooker-chasing, degenerate slimeball, waste of flesh, waste of DNA, that evil seed, that spawn, to send him out as the front man of this, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, you've got to be kidding. That's where this is right now, because he doesn't care. And he knows. He laughs at Trump. He doesn't. To show you this, to go to Lahaina, Maui, and all he had to do was say, "My heart is with you. How can we help you? I'm here. It's about you. Tell us what we can do. Tell Jill and I, Dr. Jill, and I, what we can do for you." How difficult is this? This is what politicians love. In fact, LBJ in 1965 during Hurricane Betsy basically made his bones when he went to New Orleans and went to the George Washington School church, George Washington School, walked in, darkened area, flooded, and they could hear him say, "This is the President of the United States, and I'm here to help." And they couldn't believe it. This is, remember what Chris Christie made his bones during Hurricane Sandy, where he wore that fleece pullover. Oof, every day. This is when they saw him at his best. When people saw this, then don't forget, you're doing a heck of a job, Brownie. You can destroy your career. You can destroy it, because a politician, all you have to do is act like you care, be marginally, moderately efficient at trying to do a job, bring in the professionals, FEMA and otherwise, but just act like you care. Joe Biden doesn't care. He talked about a 1967 kitchen fire where he almost lost a cat, and these people are suffering from destruction that many people are still saying this defies anything that we have even remotely seen as being possible in the real world. How can this even be? How can this be? And I don't want to get into some of the theories, but a lot of folks are saying this is bigger than anything we've ever imagined. So that's Joe Biden. And Joe Biden's not going to make it. Joe Biden will be pulled out because either he'll fall and hit his head, or he'll get COVID-3 or something, or he'll say, I promised myself that whenever I didn't have my fastball, I was going to get out. And Carmelita, they're going to get rid of her. And it's going to be Gavin Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer. They're coming in. I've been saying this forever. He's going to be the nominee. And then we'll see what happens with Bobby Kennedy and Cornel West and others as well, and even Bernie Sanders, and a resurgent, I hope, a resurgent and insurgent Democratic Party who maybe does something about this. But we'll talk about that later. But understand something with Joe Biden. Joe Biden is Joe Biden is a gutted out shell of a human. He doesn't care about Afghanistan. He doesn't care about people's lives. He doesn't care about his own life. He doesn't even care about his son. To take that fragile son and put him, not his brother, not somebody else, but to have this lunatic be in the position where it draws even more fire and more attention to the fact that this is obviously something illegal. It goes to show you he just doesn't care. Look at his daughter's diary. Look at what she said. Just what do you need to know? And he's the president. He's the president. We talk about who's the worst and who. He might be the most openly concupiscent and salacious and scabrous. He might be the most openly corrupt. Lyndon Johnson was probably the worst human being and psychopathic. He was corrupt, but he was better at this with Billy Saul Estes and others. He knew how to kind of hide it. Joe Biden doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's like one of these people who walks into a store and just starts looting a Walgreens or a CVS, putting stuff into a bag. He doesn't care because he knows he's not going to get caught. He knows I don't have to worry about anything. Nobody is going. I am above the law. I'm Joe Biden. So think about that, my friends. Okay, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please hit that bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And don't forget, my friends, right now, go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com before it's too late. What do you need me to tell you? Everybody knows this. The question is, are you going to act now, or are you going to wish you acted when perhaps it's too late? Because storms and inadequate response, they are coming. I'm sorry to say, but that's true. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Thank you so much for watching. And please, I ask you to comment below in the comment section. Comment as you see fit.